keep, give me life. Flavor with a kick the feeling, so me a reach Papa East. Good food I keep, real nice. Put me in a good mood, feeding the vibes. Good food I keep, give me life. Flavor with a kick the feeling, so me a reach Papa East. Good food I keep, Papa East. Good food I keep.
The new NITS bill has been drafted and is ready for review. We want to hear from you. Go to www.japarliament.gov.jm to download a copy of the new bill. Join the conversation. Make a written submission to Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or via email clark@japarliament.gov.jm. All written submissions must be sent by Friday, January 29, 2021. Join the process. Let your voice be heard.
Are you an exporter, a prospective exporter, or have an interest in learning more about exporting? Then this virtual public forum is for you. Join the Jamaica Customs Agency and other industry players for a riveting and informative discussion on all things export. Spotlight on export, embracing opportunities, confronting vulnerabilities. Wednesday, January 20, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Visit www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and participate, and click Connect and Converse with Customs. This is an online forum on export you can't afford to miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
This is Love 101 FM, the family station. And this is our 13th match in our weekly Alive Bible Challenge ABC. I am Sarah Ann Edwards, your quiz master. And this week match features a redeemed challenger, Kalila Watson of the Faith Christian Missionary Church of God, going up against Antoinette Thomas of the Cornwall Mountain Seventh-day Adventist Church. We begin this afternoon's matchup with our Icebreaker Challenge, where both challengers are given 1 minute to introduce themselves and their church in a creative jingle, which can either be DJ, song, or the poem. In this segment, challengers can attain a maximum of 5 points, and the decision is left entirely up to our judges. Points awarded are carried forward. We begin with challenger Antoinette. So rather, we will be beginning with Kalila Watson. It's Kalila Watson, yes. Hey, Kalila.
Hello.
Good afternoon. You can go ahead with your Icebreaker Challenge.
Giving thanks to the Most High all the time, all the time. Him lift me up and make me stand strong, and that is why I am giving thanks to the Most High all the time, all the time. Every day him give me life, and that is why. So from the start the competition, everything I got me way. Him give me faith and revelate and every elevate me every day. Him give me strength and give me might and give uncommon favor. Who else can compare to this? From the start the competition, FCM, I'm meeting some I study and I sing and bring glory to the King. Him give me love from up above, and that's why me have faith. Tell me who in a life could I greater? Tell me who in a life could I greater? My God gives uncommon favor. Tell me who in a life could I greater?
Okay, thank you, Kalila Watson. In a moment, we're gonna jump on over to Antoinette for her Icebreaker Challenge. we're currently waiting on Antoinette. We lost connection with her, but we're trying to reconnect. This is Love 101 FM, the family station.
Yes, strong man, integrity man, I am a man. We got a brand new mail to check inside a brand new episode of the mailbox. And we want you to know, are men better financed than women? How can a man create wealth for himself and his family during these challenging times? Are men approaching money differently today than ever before? Is it better for him to save or invest? Well, the only way to know is to tune in this week inside the mailbox with host Kevin Bailey and Pastor Courtney Morrison at 5:30 p.m. It's the mailbox as we take a look at modern manhood, men finances and investment with guests, wealth advisor Javon Leckie and financial advisor Corey Fid from Sagicor. That's the program hosted by Men for Men with guests who are men. The mailbox. Visit every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here, the family station, Love 101.
What are your picks for the 2020 top 10 songs of Jamaican gospel artists?
Send us your list of 3 songs you think deserve a place in Love 101's Listeners' Picks for 2020 Top 10 Hits. Send just one list with no more than 3 songs of Jamaican gospel artists.
Be sure to state the correct title of each song and the name of the corresponding artist.
The songs you wish to nominate must have been played regularly on Love 101 since its release, no matter what month it was released.
We know you'll share the 3 songs you truly believe deserve to be in the top 10.
Voting begins at 6 a.m. Thursday, January 14 through to midnight Friday, January 15.
Nominations sent outside of this period will not be recognized. Simply send us your picks by standard text or WhatsApp at 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125.
Then listen on Friday, January 22 to hear the results of the Love 101 Listeners' Picks for the 2020 Top 10 Hits.
Your choice for the 2020 Top 10 songs from Jamaica.
Yes. Welcome back. And we have connected with Antoinette. Antoinette, you can go ahead and do your icebreaker challenge. Antoinette? Yes, so we have Antoinette online. Good afternoon to you, Antoinette.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead with your icebreaker challenge.
Okay. Revelation 14, verses 6 through 13, the gospel everlasting. Revelation 14, verses 6 through 13, tells us to worship Him. Worship him who made all in 6 days, then rested. He is our creator. It's now judgment hour, and we need a lawyer. Jesus, creator, redeemer, lawyer. The message of Seventh-day Adventist is the everlasting gospel. The message of Seventh-day Adventist tells us to worship, tells us to worship, tells us to worship him.
Thank you, Antoinette. Let's now get into the match, and we kick things off with segment 2, dubbed How Much Do You Know? In this segment, general Bible knowledge questions will be thrown open to both contestants alternately over a 4-minute time period. Challengers will be given 5 seconds to answer each question. If the question goes without an answer, the next challenger will maximize on the opportunity to answer. Each correct response will be awarded 1 point. And we're going to begin with Antoinette. Antoinette, how old was Joseph when he died?
130.
Incorrect, that's 110. Kalila, how old was Isaac when he died?
130.
Incorrect, that's 180 years old. Antoinette, what is the 5th book of the New Testament?
Acts.
Correct. Kalila, what is the 7th book of the Old Testament?
Judges.
Correct. Antoinette, true or false? In the creation story, on the 3rd day, God said the land should produce vegetation.
True.
Correct. Kalila, true or false? In the creation story, on the 5th day, God made 2 great lights, the greater to govern the day and the lesser to govern the night.
False.
Correct. This was done on the 4th day. Antoinette, according to James 2:8, what is the royal law found in Scripture?
The law of liberty.
Incorrect. That's love your neighbor as yourself. Kalila, what is considered by James as a restless evil, full of deadly poison?
The tongue.
Correct. Antoinette, with whose help has Peter written to the believers according to 1 Peter 5, verse 12?
Okay, the sound missed. I didn't hear clearly.
With whose help has Peter written to the believers according to 1 Peter 5, verse 12?
Oh. Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
No, thank you.
That's Silas. Kalila, still with you. What are we able to do through faith in Christ with freedom and confidence according to Ephesians 3, verse 12?
Could you repeat?
What are we able to do through faith in Christ with freedom and confidence according to Ephesians 3, verse 12? And that's the end of your time. Antoinette, would you like to try?
No.
And that is approach God. Antoinette, still with you. According to Philippians 3:17, those who preach the gospel out of envy and rivalry do so out of dash ambition.
Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
No, thank you.
Do so out of selfish ambition. Kalila, still with you. According to Colossians 1:18, Christ is the beginning and the dash from among the dead.
The end.
Incorrect, that's firstborn. Antoinette, according to 1 Thessalonians 1:2, what inspired the endurance of the Thessalonians?
Love.
Incorrect, that's hope in Jesus Christ. Kalila, according to 1 Peter 5, verse 9, we are to resist the devil by standing firm in what?
In Christ.
Incorrect, that's in faith. Antoinette, who is the writer of the book of Exodus?
Moses.
Correct. Kalila, who is the author of the book of Revelation?
John.
Correct. Antoinette, who was or what was the first plague to hit Egypt before the children of Israel were able to leave the Egyptian bondage?
Water to blood.
That is correct, Talila. What was the second plague to hit Egypt before the children of Israel were able to leave the Egyptian bondage?
Locust.
Incorrect, that's frogs. Antoinette, who was Abraham's father?
Tira.
Correct, Kalila. Who was Isaac's father?
Abraham.
That is correct. And with that, we have come to the end of segment 2, dubbed How Much Do You Know? We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yes, strong man, integrity man. I am a man.
We got a brand new mail to check inside a brand new episode of the Mailbox. And we want you to know, are men better financed than women? How can a man create wealth for himself and his family during these challenging times? Are men approaching money differently today than ever before? Is it better for him to save or invest? Well, the only way to know is to tune in this week inside the Mailbox with host Kevin Bailey and Pastor Courtney Morrison at 5:30 p.m. It's the Mailbox as we take a look at modern manhood, men finances and investment with guests, wealth advisor Javon Leckie and financial advisor Corey Fid from Sagicor. That's the program hosted by Men for Men with guests who are men. The Mailbox. Visit every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here, the family station, Love 101.
Love 101, the family station, extends heartfelt condolences to the family of Jeanette Webster and the staff of Source of Light Bookstore. Over the years, Love 101 and the Source of Light team members have enjoyed an energetic relationship. Mrs. Webster will be remembered for her smile and warm personality. May you all find strength during this time and remember to cast your cares on the Lord. May her soul rest in peace. From the management and staff at Love 101 FM, the family station.
God will take care of you.
What are your picks for the 2020 Top 10 Songs of Jamaican Gospel Artists?
Send us your list of 3 songs you think deserve a place in Love 101's Listeners' Picks for 2020 Top 10 Hits. Send just one list with no more than 3 songs of Jamaican Gospel Artists.
Be sure to state the correct title of each song and the name of the corresponding artist.
The songs you wish to nominate must have been played regularly on Love 101 since its release, no matter what month it was released.
We know you'll share the 3 songs you truly believe deserve to be in the top 10.
Voting begins at 6 a.m. Thursday, January 14 through to midnight Friday, January 15.
Nominations sent outside of this period will not be recognized. Simply send us your picks by standard text or WhatsApp at 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125.
Then listen on Friday, January 22 to hear the results of the Love 101 Listeners' Picks for the 2020 Top 10 Hits.
Your choice for the 2020 Top 10 Songs from Jamaican Gospel Artists. Get to voting now!
Welcome back to ABC, and at this time we'll hear from our judges. But before we hear from our judges, we do want to say we are live on Facebook and YouTube, Love 101 FM Jamaica. All right, so it's time for our judges.
Hi, good afternoon, challengers.
Good afternoon.
Hi, yes. So, Kalila, I'll be commenting on you. So, we gave you 3 out of 5. Wanted a bit more from you, and wanted to hear more about you. Even though it's not your first time on, you could have still included that, to just give us a refresher. I think your creativity was the best of all of what we graded you on, but it wasn't bad. But 3 out of 5 for you.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon to you both. All right. So, Antoinette, uh,
Yeah.
I must commend your effort. We gave
Yes.
you 2 out of 5. We needed a bit more energy from you in the delivery, and a little bit more creativity would have been nice. But all the best to you both.
Okay.
And the scores in the match so far, we have Kalila Watson of the Faith Christian Missionary Church of God on 8 points, and Antoinette Thomas of the Cornwall Mountain Seventh day Adventist Church on 7 points. With that said, it is now time for the segment Catch Me If You Can. This segment has to do with speed and accuracy. Each player gets the opportunity to distance themselves from their opponent. General Bible questions will be asked to both participants over a 2 separate 1 minute period and a 1 minute time bonus from the book they were given to study. In this round, each question is worth 2 points. Remember, this is a speed challenge, so if you don't know the answer, it is always best to pass. We begin again with Antoinette. Antoinette, it's time for your first minute. Which gospel is written by a doctor?
Luke.
Correct. According to the Gospel of Matthew, where does Jesus' first public sermon take place?
Mountain.
Correct. Noah was whose son according to Luke 3?
Pass.
That's Lamech. In which chapter of Luke can the baptism of and genealogy of Jesus be found?
3.
Correct. True or false? Nicodemus was a Sadducee, a member of the Jewish ruling council.
False.
Correct. How many sons did Rehoboam have according to 2 Chronicles 11:21?
3.
Incorrect. That is 28. Fill in the blank. Luke 10:27 says, "Love thy dash as thyself."
Neighbor.
Correct. According to Proverbs 8 verse 11, wisdom is more precious than what?
Gold.
Incorrect. That's Ruby. Lazy hands make a dash man according to Proverbs 10:4.
Pass.
That is poor. And that is the end of your first minute. For Antoinette, we now go to Kalila for her first minute. Kalila, which gospel is most concerned with the mystery and identity of the person of Jesus?
Matthew?
Incorrect. That's John. Who was king of the southern kingdom when the northern kingdom of Israel fell to Assyria?
Hezekiah?
That is correct. To which of the 7 churches in the book of Revelation was the following directed? I know your afflictions and your
Pass.
poverty, yet you are rich. Smyrna, Revelations 2:9. Enoch was whose son according to Luke 3?
Pass.
Jared, Jesus was rejected at Nazareth. In which chapter of Luke can this be found?
The 8th?
Incorrect. That is 4. True or false? Nicodemus in John 3:2 said to Jesus, "We know you are a preacher who has come from God."
True.
Incorrect. That's false. Fill in the blank. Luke 11 verse 10. For everyone that asketh, receiveth. He that dash findeth.
False. Pass. Pass. Sorry.
He that seeketh findeth. What crowns? And that is the end of your first minute. We now go to Antoinette for her second minute. Antoinette, who said, "How long will you waver between two opinions?"
Elijah.
That is correct. Which 2 birds did Noah send out of the ark as messengers?
Dove and pass.
Okay, so that's a dove and a raven. Who said, "I myself and my house want to serve the Lord"?
Joshua.
Correct. Which commander had leprosy?
Naaman.
Correct. Which towns were destroyed by fire and brimstone?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Correct. Name 2 of Jesus's persons that came after Jesus whose names begin with J.
James. John.
Incorrect. That's John and... Okay, we'll give you that one. How many people were saved on the ark?
8.
Correct. Who had a coat made of camel hair and ate locusts and wild honey?
John the Baptist.
Correct. Who said to whom? A person sees what is in front of his eyes, but God sees the heart.
God said it to Samuel.
That is correct. What is And that is the end of your second minute. We now go to Kalila for her second minute. Kalila, where was Jesus taken prisoner?
Pass.
Gethsemane. In which biblical books tells of David and Goliath?
Samuel.
Correct. Is Horeb the name of a town or a mountain?
Mountain.
That is correct. Where did a jailer find his faith?
Pass.
Philippi. What were the two sons of Zebedee, one of the disciples, called?
James and Andrew.
That's incorrect. That's John and Jacob. Which book reports on the missionary travels of Paul?
Acts.
That's correct. What was Jacob's eldest son called?
Pass.
Reuben. Name two prisoners mentioned in the Bible.
Two prisoners, Barnabas and Paul.
Correct. Who prophesied the coming of Jesus shortly beforehand?
John.
Judges, that's John the Baptist. The judge will decide if he will give you that one. And that's the end of your second minute. It's time for our bonus minutes. Both challengers have prepared for this minute from the book of Job, chapters 1 through to 10. Antoinette, your bonus minute begins now. Antoinette, how was Job described in chapter 1, verse 1?
A man who loved God and eschewed evil, hated evil.
He was perfect and upright man that feared God and eschewed evil. Judges will decide on that one. Job was described as the greatest man where?
In the east.
That is correct. How many sheep did Job possess?
3,000.
Incorrect. That's 7,000. How did the conversation start with God, between God and Jacob?
He asked,
rather, that's
considered my servant Job.
Yes, that's rather God and Job. That's correct. Satan said that Job was cursed God to his face if he does what?
He touched his body.
That's incorrect. If he put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath. Where was Job's sons and daughter when they were killed?
In the eldest son's house.
Correct. How was Job's camels killed? And we are out of time for that. We now go to Kalila for her bonus minute. Kalila, how did his children die?
The house fell upon them.
Correct. What first did Job do after he heard what happened?
He arose and rent his mantle.
That is correct. What was the first statement Job uttered after he rented his mantle and shaved his head?
The Lord gave and the Lord had taken away.
Naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. That's incorrect. So what instruction did God give to Satan regarding Job's life?
He said that he should spare his life.
Correct.
But he can't touch his body.
That's correct. What question did Job's wife ask him?
Why does he return his integrity? He should curse God and die.
That is correct. Why did Job's friends visit him according to chapter 1?
Because they heard of all the evil that had been done unto him.
Incorrect. To mourn and comfort him. How many camels did Job possess?
He possessed 3,000 camels.
That is correct. And that is the end of your bonus minute. At this time, we have come to the end of segment 3. Catch me if you can. We'll take a quick break and return with the scores and the final segments. You're tuned to the Live Bible Challenge, ABC on Love 101.
I am a man, yes, to be a strong man, integrity man, I am a man.
We got a brand new mail to check inside a brand new episode of the Mailbox, and we want you to know, are men better financed than women? How can a man create wealth for himself and his family during these challenging times? Are men approaching money differently today than ever before? Is it better for him to save or invest? Well, the only way to know is to tune in this week inside the Mailbox with host Kevin Bailey and Pastor Courtney Morrison at 5:30 p.m. It's the Mailbox as we take a look at modern manhood, men finances and investment with guests, wealth advisor Javon Leckie, and financial advisor Corey Fidd from Sagicor. That's the program hosted by Men for Men with guests who are men. The Mailbox. Visit every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here, the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back to ABC, and the scores in the match at this point so far is Kalila Watson of the Faith Christian Missionary Church of God on 28 points, and Anthony Thomas of the Cornwall Mountain Seventh-day Adventist Church on 39 points. On that note, we move into our final segment called Homestretch. Both challengers have prepared for this segment from the book of Job, chapters 1 through to 10. The outcome of this round will come down to the challenger who is hungry for the win. Questions will be asked alternately over a 4-minute time period. Each correct answer is worth 2 points, and incorrect answers will come at a cost of 2 points. Therefore, if you are not sure of the answer, it is always best to pass to the other challenger. Let's go, Antoinette. Which of the following is an example of Job's great faith in chapter 1? A. He sometimes holds sacrifices for his children. B. He built an ark. C. He lived by himself apart from all sinners of his area. Or D. He sacrificed a bull and a cow and invited the poor to come and eat.
A.
That is correct. Kalila, what was the reason for Job's suffering? A. Job had committed horrible sins. B. Job's children hated God. C. A conversation between God and Satan. Or D.
C.
That is correct. Antoinette, what did Job's wife want Job to do in chapter 2?
Curse God and die.
That is correct, Kalila. How did Job's friends react when they saw him?
They wept because they recognized him not, and they tore their mantles and sat down on the ground with him.
That is correct. Antoinette, what did Job do when his asses, camels, oxen, and sheep were taken?
I didn't hear clearly.
What did Job
do?
Yes, when his asses, camels, oxen, and sheep were taken.
He said, naked came I from the woman, naked I returned thither.
Incorrect. He worshipped. Kalila, what did Job say when all this happened?
He said, naked came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return.
That is correct. Antoinette, what did Job say had come upon him?
What he had feared.
That is correct. Kalila, to what did Bildad compare Job's words?
To a strong wind.
Correct, Antoinette. According to chapter 7, what are men days likened unto?
Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
A shadow.
Incorrect, hireling. And Kalila, still with you. What does a servant earnestly desire?
Rewards.
Incorrect, the shadows. Antoinette, what was Job's flesh clothed with?
Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
Worms and cloud of dust.
That is correct. Kalila, still with you. How did Job describe his skin?
It was broken and loathsome.
That is correct. Antoinette, Job asked a rhetorical question about salt in chapter 6. What was it?
Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
Pass.
All right. Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Kalila, still with you. What rhetorical question did Job ask about saving his life according to chapter 6?
Pass.
Antoinette, would you like to try?
No.
What is mine end that I should prolong my life? Antoinette, still with you. Fill in the blank. Is my strength the strength of dash?
Pass.
Kalila, would you like to try?
Pass. No, thank you.
Stones. Kalila, still with you. Fill in the blank. Is my flesh of dash?
Brass.
That is correct. Antoinette, true or false? Job said, "The things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat."
False.
That is incorrect. That is true. Kalila, true or false? Job said, "My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and
True.
that is correct. And as the stream of brooks, they pass away." Antoinette, who said these words? "How long wilt thou speak these things? And how long shall the words of thy mouth be like a strong wind?"
Mildred.
That is correct. Kalila, who said, "If he will contend with him, he cannot answer him 1,000."
Job.
That is correct. Antoinette, what did Job say would happen to him according to chapter 10 if he be wicked?
Pass.
Kalila, would
No,
you like
thank you.
go beyond to him? Kalila, still with you. If Job be righteous, what did he say he would not do?
Pass.
Antoinette, would you like to try?
No. Pass.
Not lift up his head. Antoinette, still with you. What was Satan's first response to God regarding Job?
Does Job fear God for naught?
The answer is from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. Kalila, on to you. What nationality was Bildad?
He was a Shuhite.
That is correct.
Oh.
And with that, we have come to the end of our match. And let's take a quick break and we'll come back with the final scores. This is the Alive Babble Challenge ABC.
I am a man, yes. To be a strong man, integrity man. I am a man. We got a brand new mail to check inside a brand new episode of the Mailbox. And we want you to know, are men better financed than women? How can a man create wealth for himself and his family during these challenging times? Are men approaching money differently today than ever before? Is it better for him to save or invest? Well, the only way to know is to tune in this week inside the Mailbox with host Kevin Bailey and Pastor Courtney Morrison at 5:30 p.m. It's the Mailbox as we take a look at modern manhood, men finances and investment with guests, wealth advisor Javon Leckie and financial advisor Corey Fidd from Sagicor. That's the program hosted by Men for Men with guests who are men. The Mailbox, visit every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. right here, the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back, and the final scores in this week's ABC matchup is Kalila Watson of the Faith Christian Missionary Church of God on 44 points, and Antoinette Thomas of the Cornwall Mountain Seventh-day Adventist Church on 41. With that said, we do want to say congratulations to Kalila Watson and very well played, Antoinette. At this time, we're going to allow you to do your shout-out, your quick shout-outs. So we're going to go with Kalila. Kalila, go first.
I first want to give a shout out unto my God who have brought me here and have given me the opportunity. I secondly want to give a shout out to my components for a very well played match. I also want to give a shout out unto my coach, my family, my church members, my pastors. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Antoinette, you can go ahead and do your shout outs.
Yes, I'm giving a shout out to everybody in Cornwall Mountain and giving a shout out to the NCU family, the Harrison family, and to my mom, Shirley Thomas.
Okay, thank you. And we do want to thank our judges, Fabian Bernard and at TG, and also technical support, Nico Allen. With that said, Kalila will now move on to the next matchup. Remember, Kalila got 44 points and Antoinette got 41 points. This is Love 101 FM, the family station. Stick and stay.